Hi guys, this is Super Sam Crusher on this one, and I've been on this series of sharing my gameplay with some random guys online, and this is going to be episode 8. And this very game is so interesting because I give my op a brutal checkmate, and I would like to share that with you. So quickly, I started out e4 and it mirrored my move e5. I love this move so much because it gives me an idea of what my opponent has in stock for me. And then I did that just to confuse my opponent a bit. I responded with the knight, which is pretty much basic, and I need to protect my pawn on e4 because it's in danger. So I did that using my queen to protect in this case. Now my opponent was trying to set up more threats by bringing in the second knight, but I responded with my bishop, trying to exchange piece. Most times I like to do this because I try to incapacitate my opponent early in the game, every time I have the opportunity to do so. So he decided to take my bishop, I recaptured, and now he's threatening my queen with a knight. I had to protect my queen by leaving that spot, and at the same time my queen is a potential threat to his knight. Of course I wouldn't take because of his pawn on e5, and of course my opponent knows that. So he decided to castle, and then I created more room for my rook because I'm trying to prepare an attack towards the king side. So pushed further, creating room for his queen. I wasn't faced by that. I tried to offer my knight for exchange, but he declined and decided to protect his knight. Then I had to take the undefended piece. Every time you play, make sure you look out for undefended piece. So I took that out, and I'm a piece ahead at this point of the game. So he opened more room for the queen to attack, right? And probably he wants to capture my pawn on e4. Of course, he has a defender here on f6, which is the knight. So I had to make another move, threatening the knight here. So as soon as he took that, I moved my queen to safety, and then he brought the queen, protecting this pawn, but I wasn't having any of that. I threatened the queen to move the queen away. He responded, and then I captured the undefended knight. Actually, the knight is defended, but at this point, trading my pawn for a knight is a good bargain, so I really didn't care. Then he recaptured as expected, and now I had to move my queen to safety once again. So on seeing that, he decided to capture my knight as well. So that hurts, but I have something in plan. Now at this point, I moved my queen closer to my opponent's king just to distract him a bit. But it seemed like he wasn't phased. He planned to capture my rook and at the same time checking my king, which would potential mean losing my second rook. So I spotted that on time, and I had to castle. Now after I castled, he was probably disappointed and he had to make another move. Of course, this is a brilliant move because this pawn is threatening to go get development here, right? And when I saw that, I looked across the board to see how I can threaten my opponent. And so this was what I did. Boom. Check the king. If the king takes, the king cannot even take my bishop, right? Because I have a knight protecting it. And if he tries to use his rook, that means the rook is gone. Okay. So my opponent decided to move the king away, and that was a big mistake. For me, if I was in his shoes, I would probably trade my rook in order to get my ops, bishop, and the knight. But for one reason or the other, he had to go the other way. So Now, when I saw this, I had to take advantage of that position, and I brought my bishop here, hoping that my opponent takes the bishop and then I can fork the king and the rook at the same time. But he saw that coming and decided to play something else. I don't know why he played this move. I don't know what he had in mind, but this move wasn't smart as far as I'm concerned. And I had to capture the queen. I'm sorry, I had to capture the pawn using my bishop. The best my opponent would have done was to recapture, because I don't think there's any threat here other than my queen potentially coming to check the king, and that's it. But again, my opponent goofed and he moved his rook. I don't know why he did this, but that is another silly move as far as I'm concerned. So now I got the opportunity to protect my bishop and at the same time set a badass trap for my opponent's king. He didn't see that coming. He decided to push ahead in a bid to develop his pawn. I'm sure his next move would have been capturing this and maybe pushing this. I don't know what he had in mind. I mean, but I've got something interesting to do, and in one move, I'm going to check up. So I would like to know if you guys can figure that out. So I'm just going to give you a few seconds to think about that. All right, so there's no time, but let me just show you what I did. As soon as I got hold of this space, I just had my knight in there. Boom. And that was it. Checkmate. Brutal. Chokehold. I love doing this to my ops. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a wrap here. I look forward to the next opponent, and when I'm free, I'm going to share that with you guys. Have a great day.